and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look at what's going on in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and this week we're sipping wine at Haverhill's first and only Vineyard and visiting the collaboration of musicians and artists that's breathing new life into an old downtown storefront. But first, Governor Charlie Baker and other state dignitaries were here in Haverhill October 7th to discuss the state of the Valley at the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce's annual dinner. But the highlight of the night was one very special posthumous award.
This is the trophy. Take a picture of this,
So it's a very big night for you here at the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce, the annual dinner. So tell us a little bit about your special guest tonight.
Well, this is the Merrimack Valley Chamber's annual dinner. So we have the Governor Charlie Baker will be with us, which we're very, very pleased. We also have a very special guest. Last year, Mayor Tom Menino was our special guest. This year we have Mrs. Menino coming, and we're going to be presenting the Leadership and Valor Award to the mayor's wife on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, because he was such a great friend of the Merrimack Valley. What better way to recognize the memory of the mayor than to ask his wife, Mrs. Menino, to come and receive the award on behalf of her husband.
Please welcome Mrs. Thomas Menino.
It's a real honor for me to be here. Tommy would come up about once a year to this event, and he really enjoyed being here, and he enjoyed the friendship that he had with Sal and with Joe, and so it really was an honor for me, and he would have been honored truly by this award.
We're big fans of the Merrimack Valley. There's a lot of great stuff going on up here, and we look forward to continuing to work with the folks up here to make it even better. With respect to Harbor Place in Haverhill, which is a big deal, certainly for Haverhill, and something that we're pretty heavily involved in. We've also got a series of initiatives, most of which are around sort of downtown development that's happening. I also, as I said in my remarks tonight, think Brian Dempsey is just a real gift to the Commonwealth, and certainly a gift to Haverhill as well. And I guess the other thing I would say is that you have a great waterfront, and you've done some terrific work with it, and we would look forward to continuing to work with the city on that.
We're also going to be recognizing Emmaus Inc. for all the good work they do in the community, helping people in need, with our Community Spirit Award recipient. And Karen Andreas will receive the Wilkinson Award.
Tonight was a great night. There was a really strong turnout, and the guest of honor was Governor Charlie Baker. And he spoke about some important issues, including economic development and the fact that we're fighting the opioid crisis on all levels. It affects children. We have to educate parents. We have to get curriculum in the schools for prevention. So there's plenty of work to do, but that was an important issue that the governor touched upon this evening.
So I'm Canada's lead diplomat in New England. We have three main roles in terms of my responsibilities down here. A big part of that is actually trade development. I know very importantly how dynamic the things are in the Valley, within the tech sector, within the biotech sector, within the service sector as well. And again, a very important part of our trading relationship.
It's going to be a great night. Over 400 people here. Everybody's excited, and we really appreciate you being here and celebrating with us.
Thank you very much.
Watch for the Merrimack Valley Chamber's annual dinner to be broadcast in its entirety here on Channel 22 and online at the end of October. Strolling through your local wine shop, you'll find a melting pot of international wine selections hailing from Argentina to New Zealand. But ironically, rarely, if ever, will you find anything made within 50 miles of here. But now, Haverhill's own Willow Spring Vineyard is turning that upside down. Owners Cindy and Jim Parker welcomed the Journal onto their bucolic acreage to witness the making of the ultimate locally sourced beverage.
Here we are on Harvest Day, 2015. Always a wonderful day for us. A lot of celebration, but a lot of hard work goes on.
How's the grapes?
Good.
First of all, thanks for coming out to Willow Spring Vineyards. People often are very surprised that we have a winery here in Haverhill, that you can grow grapes in New England. I was a little bit surprised myself.
We live across the street, and the woman we bought it from, Mrs. Ray, Mary Ray, was a next door neighbor. So we ended up buying the property, and we wanted to keep it agricultural. We didn't really know what we were going to do at that point.
The plan for a winery and vineyard was hatched, a couple of buddies of myself, in a brewery. My buddies were suggesting to grow hops and make beer. That was popular at the time. And for some reason, I really just can't say exactly, but instead I envisioned grapevine growers. And so that was what led us to grapes, and we never looked back.
So that was December of 2000 when we bought it. In January, we started clearing because we didn't know there was a stone wall there. It was so overgrown. The building itself, when we bought it, they gave us 3 weeks to take it down. Jim had gone down and said, you know, is there any way we can dismantle it? And because it's all hand-hewn beams and pegs, and so they did. They let us. Everything we could reclaim, we did, and then we super insulated. We did like a SIPS panel. We have geothermal, which we heat and cool with, and we did some solar panels.
Winemaking is a year-round process. Well, half of the year, or at least 9 months, involves outdoors, and then of course, once we bring the grapes in at harvest, it becomes an indoor process. These are our Saval Blanc. One of the best ways to determine the condition of the grape and if it's ready for harvest is to taste it. And we also check the seeds after to see if the seeds are a certain color. Those are delicious, nice sweet grapes. That tells us that we're going to be scheduling the harvest. Harvest time is one of the most important times of the year, but it's also our favorite. We get to reconnect with our faithful, dedicated group of harvesters, the friends, family, and neighbors that come by. We do 2 weekends usually in a row, and where we obviously pick the grapes. With the green grapes with which we make the white wine, that fermentation process takes anywhere from a week to 6 weeks. We cold ferment. Allows us to extract the maximum fruitiness of the grape. Our reds, the Maréchal Foch and the Leon Merlot, are quick fermenters. Generally speaking, within 5 to 7 days, those are done.
How long does the juice or the must stay in these holding tanks before you're ready to bottle it?
Anywhere between 6 months to, I'd say, a year and a half to 2 years. In our case at Willow Spring, the production being limited and the demand being there, generally speaking, our wines won't see a year and a half in the tank. So, welcome to the tasting room at Willow Spring Vineyards, where we are fortunate enough to present the final product. 2 of our most popular wines are here today, the Saval Blanc and the Maréchal Foch. Either or both are delicious with different foods, but also stand alone.
Jim, how many cases of wine do you produce here every year?
Well, it depends on how well the grapes grow that year, but in this case, Saval Blanc for 2014, which was our biggest yield to date, only yielded about 45 cases. Currently in September, it was bottled in the summertime. We have 8 cases left. A testament to its flavor, a crisp, delicious white wine that's generally fermented to dryness. This is a 2014 Maréchal Foch as well, very young for a red wine. It's really, really refreshing red wine with very intense color, as you can see. It's also very robust in flavor and aroma of fresh fruit. A very nice table pairing wine. So this is our 2014 Maréchal Foch. Cheers.
We're going to be involved with the Boston Farmers Market, and so we'll have our wine there. But other than that, it's just here. We don't wholesale. We don't do to stores and restaurants. We're kind of very small boutique winery. We make small batches, and they're always selling out.
These are all locally grown, hand-picked, hand-harvested. Everything we do here is by hand, and I think the results come through in the bottle. The joy is in the journey. We've learned so much along the way, and so when folks come by and we are able to share the beauty here, that's our reward.
Love how they brought that property back to its agricultural heritage. Try a real Merrimack Valley wine for yourself by visiting their booth at the Farmers Market or stopping by the barn at 840 West Lowell Avenue on Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Haverhill artists and musicians crowded into the former Casey Paper Building at 200 Merrimack Street on October 2nd to celebrate the double grand opening of Be Imagine Music Studio and Shoetown Art Center. The 2 schools are joining forces to help the best talent in Haverhill shine, and the Journal went down to see them in action.
We're really excited to be here today for our grand opening. We have Shoetown Arts Center and Be Imagine Music Studio having a double grand opening together.
I thought it was really nice to have different people from the city come over and support us. I know that sometimes there's a misconception that art isn't important, and I feel as though with some of the people that showed up today, that might not be the case.
We're all the instructors that used to be at Haverhill Music Center, 10 instructors. Some of the teachers have been with us since like the 60s and 70s. And when Haverhill Music closed, we moved a little ways away to a space that was kind of hidden away, and now we're back downtown. So we're really excited to be only 2 blocks away from where we started.
The mission of Shoetown Art Center is to give art to everyone, and that mission came from the many years that I served as a special ed teacher in allowing access to everyone.
We teach all the instruments, and then I have my youth band program where we perform all over. We're going to play at the Topsfield Fair. It's our 4th year playing at the Topsfield Fair.
At the center, we teach a variety of different classes: oil painting, acrylic, watercolor. We also teach sculpture and ceramics and pottery. We teach printmaking, weaving, and we have someone who teaches jewelry. We also have someone who teaches photography. And we also have someone here that teaches glass blowing and lamp working.
Shoetown Arts Center just does a fantastic job working with all types of folks and teaching so many types of art.
Shoetown Arts Center decided to share space with Be Imagine because we found ourselves in a similar situation, both in our business and in our location in Haverhill before we moved here.
We just want to provide great art and music lessons for the city.
This is my student Devin. Give it up for Devin, everybody. Now, Devin has been taking guitar lessons with me for almost 8 years. Devin is an amazing person, such a wonderful guy to be around. He's got such good vibes, he's such a loving person, and he doesn't speak. But what I've learned about with him is that we play this particular song. It's called U.S. Blues. There you go, wait, let me put it in the Devin channel. Devin, try it out, see if it's working for you.
Here at Be Imagine, we're excited to have all ages of students, kids as young as 3 or 4 studying piano, and age 5 or 6 playing guitar. We just released our CD, which is a compilation CD of all the kids' original music, and so we want to try to share that with everybody as best we can.
We felt as though having a music center and an art center could cultivate a creative environment for not only the musicians that practice here, but also the artists that practice here, and it has. It really has.
I took guitar lessons when I was 12 years old at Haverhill Music and hated it and quit. So I think I just didn't have a teacher I connected well with. So we understand how important it is to have a good connection, but also to be working really hard at music.
I do think that Be Imagine and Shoetown Art Center will look at doing some more collaborations. I like to be able to have high quality, give each student a lot of attention, and really listen to them and really help them cultivate their talents.
Visit the new Shoetown Arts Center and Be Imagine Music Studio space at their 200 Merrimack Street location, or check them out online at beimaginemusic.com and shoetownartcenter.com. This week, city officials and friends looked on as Creative Haverhill opened its first dedicated office on Wingate Street. The space is designed to be a resource for residents, artists, and visitors to Haverhill to connect with the arts and cultural activities.
It's been about a year or so that I've been, talking to my board about being able to really have a space where people can come and hear about arts and culture and get just connected to the arts and culture scene in Haverhill. So I don't know, it's exciting. I've been, spending the last few weeks decorating and painting, and now to kind of unveil it to the public has been really fun. I'm absolutely blown away by all of the different creative activities, family events, things that go on in this city, and also just the level of talent of the people that live here. I really hope that this helps Creative Haverhill to be that platform that tells everybody about all these opportunities and about all these incredible creative people that we have in our community. Come see me here from 10 to 3, Monday through Friday, 21 Wingate Street.
Any group with a creative focus is welcome to use the space when it's available. To reserve the space or just find out what's going on, call the Creative Haverhill office at 978-641-3192. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@mediahc.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our YouTube channel, HCTV Haverhill. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of October 8th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you next time.